Hey guys, welcome back. Bolt Spider here, and today we're going to be going over the full set list for Rage of the Abyss with rarities and also the exclusives. So let's take a look at it and let's talk about them. We're going to be shifting all the way over to the holographic portion of the list to look at our secret rares, our ultra rares, and our super rares. So for our secret rares, we have Heart of Blue Eyes, Lacrima, the Crimson Tear, Abyssrine, the Atlantean Spirit, Moltrami Fuolos, Deception of the Sinful Spoil, Primite Lordy Load, Dominus Impulse, Giant Mimighoul, Mimighoul Charm, and Fire King Courtier Ukanalix, which will be looked at later. Next up for the Ultras, we have Surfacing Big Jaw, Red Eyes Black Full Metal Dragon, Primite Imperial Dragon, Centurion Chimeria, Mermail Shadow Squad, Area the Water Channeler, Azimina Mu Risalago, and Moa Regina. Then you also have Legendary Lord Six Samurai Shion, Pasidra Abyss, the Atlantean Dragon Lord, Mermail King Neptibus, Flying Mary, the Wandering Ghost Ship, Primite Drill Beam, and Mimighoul Throne. And then the super rares are super rares. The ones to note out of all of this, you have Metazoa X, your Drake Shark. Then you also have things like Goblin Biker Gone Wild, Centurion, Primaria, Primus, number C32, Shark, Drake, Levice, and Levirtue Dragon. Other things that I want to note are the Hollowed Azimina, Goblin Biker Grand Breakout. We also have things like Succumbing Song of Morganite, Mimighoul Fairy, Slime, Rescue Hedgehog, Curse Fire, Doom Burst, and Splitting Planarian. So let's take a look at the imports first. Starting off with Rescue Hedgehog. This was a V-Jump promo that we're finally getting, and I'm very happy about it. Then we have Fire King Courtier Ukanalix. Absolutely looks amazing for the card, and honestly, this is a 3 of, so it's going to be a little pricey for some players. But honestly, overall, it's definitely interesting to see that this gets the secret rare. Then we have Curse Fire King Doom Burst. This is for all of your Fiend pile decks. You can run it in Red Dragon Archfiend because it is relatively useful, because if you control a Fiend Tuner, you can special summon this card from your hand, which I really do like as an extender. Then you also have Splitting Planarian because, well, one, it is literally a rescue rabbit for insect monsters, which really goes hand in hand in what cards we got for exclusives. We have Supply Soldier of the Indestructible Insect. It is a level 5 Earth Insect Effect monster with 600 attack and 300 defense, and it does, when an insect monster's effect is activated, quick effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. Then if you activated this effect in response to your opponent's effect activation, negate that effect until the end of your next turn. After this effect resolves, you cannot special summon from the extra deck except insect monsters. During your main phase, you can fusion summon one insect fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field, and you can only use each effect of Supply Soldier of the Indestructible Insects once per turn. Really good extender, and this is literally the people off of Supply Squad. And honestly, really good extender for insects, and cannot wait to see what else there is, because we also have a fusion that you can fusion into, being Heavy Cavalry of the Indestructible Insect. Now, this is like a little archetype or series of cards because they all have indestructible insects in their name. It's a level 7 Earth Insect Fusion effect, 2500 attack, 1800 defense. Takes one level 5 or higher insect monster, plus one insect monster, which kind of makes sense having Splitting Planarian in here. Cannot be destroyed by opponent's card effects. Off to a good start. If all face-up monsters you control are insect, quick effect, you could target 2 monsters on the field, including an insect monster you control, banish them. You can only use this effect of Heavy Cavalry of the Indestructible Insect once per turn. So they just gave them an Icarus attack that banishes. That is really good, and honestly, a very good interruption, because, is this it? Oh, only during your move. You can just easily Super Poly into this, or just use a quick play fusion spell to summon it. So that's relatively useful. And then we have Insect Invitation. It is a continuous trap, and face-up monsters your opponent controls that were not summoned this turn become insects. You can only use each of the following effects of Insect Invitation once per turn. You can target 3 of your banished insect monsters, shuffle them into the deck, then draw 1. During the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there from the hand this turn, you can place this card face up in your spell and trap card zone. That is relatively good. This is relatively good. Overall, definitely very useful card with shuffling your banished insect monsters that you can get back off of Heavy Cavalry and also the Bee Trooper stuff. So it looks like Bee Trooper Battle Wasp pile looks much better, especially after these 3 new cards and splitting Planarian. Then after that we have Mantman, the Ultra Human. Level 7 light psychic effect, 2400 attack, 1200 defense. Cannot be tributed or destroyed by battle while face up on the field. You can only use each of the following effects of Mantman, the Ultra Human, once per turn. If your opponent controls a face up card you own, you can special summon this card from your hand. During the end phase, if this card was normal or special summon this turn, you could place this card on the bottom of the deck, then return 1 face up card on the field to your the field you own to your hand. So literally you give them to the this is literally you just run a Mimikghoul. And sorry if I'm stumbling over my words, but like this is actually useful in Mimikghoul. It's another level 7 that you can run if you pair it with Kashtira. So I could see this being played. It could be useful. Next up we have Valinor Sisters. Okay then. It is a level 1 Wind Fairy effect, 300 attack and defense. If the total levels of monsters you control are less than or equal to the total levels of monsters your opponent controls, you contribute this card, add 1 level 7 or higher insect or plant monster from your deck to your hand. During the end phase of this turn, take 2700 damage if you did not normal or special summon the added monster or a card with the same original name after activating this effect. You can only use this effect of this card once per turn. So it's kind of like a Where Art Thou for level 7 or lower plant and insect monsters. It's interesting because it's a fairy, but overall it's definitely a card that might see play, might not see play, but overall very interesting of an exclusive. Next up we have Release Brainwashing. If you guys remember of Remove Brainwashing, this is the same exact person. It's a quick play spell card, and if a monster is tributed from the hand or field except during the damage step, target 1 monster your opponent controls, apply the effects based on which player owns that face-up monster. You take control of it, but return it to the hand during the end phase. Your opponent negate its effects until the end of this turn. You can only activate 1 Release Brainwashing per turn. Overall, that's really, really cool of a card, and honestly, could definitely see play as a tech card, but overall, it's alright. Next up, we have Denial Deity Doten. It is a level 10 Light Warrior Fusion Effect Monster, 3000 attack and 2800 defense. I could see this being definitely ran in the Star Shaman deck, I think that is what it's called. And takes a light monster plus 2 monsters except on the field or in the graveyard. So you just use the hand for like Guardian Chimera. This fusion summoned card cannot be destroyed by battle. As long as no monster on your field or graveyard shares an original name with any monster on your opponent's field or graveyard, monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effects. You can send this card from your hand, deck. You can send from your hand, deck, or extra deck to the graveyard 1 monster with the same original name as a monster on your opponent's field or graveyard, then target 1 monster on their field or graveyard, banish it. I don't know. I don't know about this card. I would just rather run Guardian Chimera. It's interesting of a card, but realistically, is it worth the payoff? I'm gonna have to sit and think about this card. After that, we have Butterfly Fish, a brand new fish that's a level 3 water, 700 attack and 400 defense. If this card is sent to the graveyard to activate a monster effect, you can add this card to your hand. If a monster is sent to your graveyard except by battle, while this card is in your graveyard, you can discard 1 card to the graveyard, special summon this card. You can only use one butterfly fish effect per turn and only once that turn. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck except the water monsters the turn you activate this card's effect. So we're literally getting, I use Mermail effect to discard to summon. I get effect to bring it back, so I get an extra discard fodder. That's really interesting of a card. It could be a one of maybe being able to use it twice in a turn and then get to special summon it. It's interesting for sure. And finally, we have QQ Enigon. It is a level 9 fire dinosaur effect monster, 900 attack, 900 defense. Wow, a lot of 9s. If this card is in your hand or graveyard, you could reveal one level 9 monster in your hand except QQ Enigon. Special summon both this card and the revealed monster defense position. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn except for rank 9 or higher Exceed monsters. You can only use this effect of QQ Enigon once per turn. A rank 9 or higher Exceed monster that has this card as a material gains this effect. This card gains 900 attack and defense. So literally you are playing this in True Kings because they're all level 9. Or literally anything that plays level 9s for free. Since it is for the rest of this turn, you could do your full combo in something like Virtual World, and then go effect, reveal level 9, summon both to get into a rank 9. That's very interesting. That's really cool. But this has been your whole entire set list for Rage of the Abyss for the imports, and honestly, the only card that wasn't pulled today was Ultimate Dragon Pride and Soul, and is probably going to keep the same name. But anyways, I've been Bolt Spider. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. But anyways, see you all in the next video.